And I've heard you, everyone keeps saying that they want it here, just me and John, fireside chat, talking, answering questions. Well, seems as we've had another guest cancel, we're here. Let's take some questions from the chat. Welcome to the fireside chat. What's going on, John? You all right?
Doing all right. Been wearing many hats once again. Last weekend, we had an HVAC disaster where water started dripping out of the roof on top of my niece as she was laying on the couch after our lunch that we had on Sunday afternoon. So
oh, man,
I was up in the attic and trying to figure out what was going on. Yeah, there was a switch that failed, a cutoff switch that was supposed to be attached to a float. So
yeah, I'll do it every time.
If it's not one thing, it's another.
Love it, mate.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like a little disaster, is there? Before we start the episode, I've got to say thank you to Craz Fandango. Check out my shirt. How cute is that? It turned up in a post for me the other day.
Oh, that's cool.
And also, we've got some new merch going on over here. Hello,
That's
Taylor. I found a new merch shop that actually delivers merch this time. The last one was so slow. Yeah. So, what we got going on, John? What we got going on? I'm so far behind in the chat, and I can see a load of messages. Hello to everyone. Analog Revival. Hello, mate. Great to speak to you today. Kyle, I think I messaged you before, mate. Great to hear from you. And then we've got the usuals. Justin Drawbridge. Hello, mate. How's it going? James Cuff and not Coof, as I got it completely wrong first time round. How's it going? Dan Mincher. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. I believe Craz Fandango was in first today as well, was he? No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I
think Kyle is who I was telling you about that was working on the pedal that had the layout questions too, so we can answer some of that stuff.
Epic, mate. Epic. What was I going to say? Well, also, because I'm so far behind with building, we're kind of going to marry this up with let's see how Joe builds a pedal. Just because I can work and
at some point I might even take a step up into another room and pull a few frets out of that vintage Sigma that I got.
Oh, class. Yeah, I'm all over that. Love it.
Yeah.
And Dan Mincher says he sent me a pic of his new guitar. Oh, mate, I'll have to look at it as soon as the podcast's over, because right now there's my phone. Because I just cannot get another camera to work on this. And the next dead thing. Oh, come on, mate. What type of guitar is it? Everyone loves a new guitar day. I'm actually striving for one. I don't want to tell you what it is in case someone buys the guitar on me. But I can tell you that it's causing me to sell me Strat and my blonde Showman to buy it. So
wow, that's serious.
I
think I know the one it is. I know the one it is. So I'm not going to say anything. So nobody. We talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But the thing is, mate, I'm sick of taking my Melody Maker to guitar shows. I'm a little bit worried about it now, and I'm thinking, do I want that risk? I don't want the risk, so I'm just gonna take this guitar instead. Even though it's more expensive, technically, and better, whatever that means. But the Melody Maker just means more to me. I mean, there's a guy on Instagram, Youngblood, the band. He fell off a stool. The stool snapped at Birmingham, and he had my guitar in his hand. He kind of saved it, like one hand above him.
I've seen so many saves like that, and also so many disasters.
Well, it's a Gibson. It's asking for the headstock to be broke.
It is, no, that volute is so thin, and the way that they route the pocket for the truss rod nut, it's like the least amount of wood at the most vulnerable point, especially if it takes a hit.
Yeah, and he God bless him, the stool collapsed under him, and he like fell over completely, but one hand was holding up. Like, I will save your guitar. Like, fantastic. And it just
like Ginger Baker. Like Ginger Baker falling off the drum set and still playing.
Exactly. Nah, he did it way cooler. You can't beat Cream, can you? Let's face it.
Got let's see, a Greco SA 550 hollow body, either 73 or 74. Man, that sounds awesome, Dan. I am a
That is class.
huge Fuji Gengaki fan. One of my favorite Les Pauls that got away from me was a 1988 Greco set neck that
Oh,
still had
mate.
the lawsuit headstock and everything in it.
I love the old Navigator Les Pauls. They're made in the same factory, man. They're just not to shill while I'm on the podcast, but John Pardo, you definitely need to show them, mate. They're fantastic. So I went into a guitar shop. I had a day off work today, and because my kid's off school, we had a daddy daughter day. My 6-year-old took her around Build-A-Bear and what have you. But in Southampton, where we go to, there's a really good guitar store called The Guitar Store. So I went in there and I was speaking to the guy. He had like a 72 Strat. That was amazing. No, a rosewood board one. It was beat to hell. It's fantastic as his main guitar. But I got speaking to him and he was saying, "Oh, I'm playing a gig by you soon. Maybe I'll drop in and check out your amp." So it may be getting sold, but we'll see. Interesting stuff.
I've got a 70s Strat up in the other little shop area I've been working in that I'm putting a new brass nut in to replace the existing brass nut.
Oh man, so cool.
So that's 70s for you, man. Somebody wants a brass nut on a super narrow neck. It's going to be,
it's going back to the 80s.
Immediately all day long.
Oh,
exactly.
John says he bought a
Super fellow
twin.
Gen Xer, so.
Oh, mate. I feel like that's the generation before me, mate.
Oh.
Handsome.
Oh, yeah. Gen X is the generation before you for sure. Yeah, but the Super Twin, that's a great amp, John. Yeah.
I know we bought it on the last episode, or on one of the other episodes. I like the version with the red knobs, like the evil twin people used to call it, because it was like gainy.
Oh, yeah. Did he get an evil twin?
Yeah, it was the same.
Did he get one of the evil twins, or did he get like one of the classic 70s?
No, it was the same spec as the evil twin, I think. The little knobs.
Oh, sweet.
So cool. Yeah, there's a recording studio by me that has one as his main amp. He's also got a Marshall Major as well, which is epic. 200-watt Marshall. Yes, please. Yeah.
Oh.
So anyone else had any new guitar days or new stuff? All I've managed to do is buy like a hat and t-shirt. It's not really. All right, he's confirmed actually. Yeah, evil twin. There you go. It won't wait there. Can show the boys on the stream. Oh, I'd love to be able to, mate, but if I move my camera, I'm probably never going to get it on again. And John Pardo says it's a 1976.
I don't know.
185 watt. Oh,
I don't know if. Yeah, I think if I tried to go into my Instagram, it might kick me out of the stream too.
Yeah, it does, mate. It does. You need like another device. That's what it is, and then and join the stream.
I need a new laptop is what I need. Yeah,
without a doubt, mate.
Trying to get my Apple device to communicate with my old Dell laptop is like a nightmare. I think my Bluetooth has gone out at this point. I know my Wi-Fi has gone out. Yeah.
Oh man.
So,
just a quick reminder to anyone who's on Instagram.
Planned obsolescence.
Yeah, fair one. Anyone who's on Instagram, we won't be seeing your messages. For some reason, StreamYard just don't put them in the stream. You have to be on YouTube to be able to comment and get a reply. And we will today be answering every single comment. The nut is 36mm. That's slim, isn't it? Sorry, I'm catching the tail end here. Dan Mincher says the nut's 36mm.
Yeah, that is slim.
It's like 42, 43.
That is slim. Normally, I've got my nut width card that has like every string spacing for every nut width available for every instrument. It's all on one little like business card size piece of.
That's epic.
Yeah, it's like one of those tools that you can just like throw in your box and
just stick it on, and it's right every time.
Yeah.
Analog Revival says just got some new enclosures to build some of my crazy double fuzz things. That sounds epic, mate. We talked about them a while back on Instagram.
Oh,
Octavia into a one knob, all in one. That's epic, mate.
I like the way that sounds. Yeah.
Do you know what? There's just something about an Octavia. I've got a Behinger Octavia, before they get sued for that as well. I've got that to mod, which should be fun. I don't know what's the outcome of the Klon suing.
I have no idea. I've seen people like say that Klon won. I've seen people say that Behringer won. I have no idea. I haven't really been keeping up with it. It's not something that really, not something that really affects me. It doesn't really affect me, so I'm not I'm not all that interested, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep. I'm getting to be more and more into the real rather than what other people think is real.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? JSA Simon said that was one of the best clones he's ever played, and that boy knows tone. So if he says that it's good, they must be good. So I would buy one.
Must be good.
Yeah, I keep meaning to buy one.
Craz Fandango says in the chat that Behinger changed the logo, so that might have been the the compromise. They didn't change the knobs or the shape of the enclosure, but they did change the logo. I think the logo was just too close to the original Centaur, is what it was.
Too close. Like, it was like exactly the Centaur logo.
I was being polite.
I think it might be a bit closer to this one. Yeah, you've
it was way less than 30% changed. We know that, and that's the copyright law. You can use an existing design as long as you change it by 30% for parody or for any kind of thing like that. That's why you see certain Chinese logos that are misspelled with a little bit of a different font and stuff. So you're like, wait, what? Oh, okay. That's Adidas. What? Where'd the extra D come from?
The extra stripe.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes, exactly. The extra stripe and the extra D.
Used to get them on holiday, I used to live in Adidas tracksuit bottoms when I was
I bet you've seen it all, mate.
Yeah. Before joining the Navy, mate, I never even owned a pair of jeans.
When you were a geezer?
Yeah. Oh no, I've just sold it that wrong. What an idiot. Because I'm talking. Oh well.
That's what happens. You get distracted.
They're not just going to be the long way around on this one.
In the chat, we got some stuff blowing up. Let's see. It says, Joe, I've got a white Youngblood signature guitar. His father owns the vintage guitar shop on the New Kings Road in London. That's from Dave Lewis.
Wow. Youngblood's a class as well.
And hey, thanks, Craz Fandango. Yeah, a reminder: hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're bad about mentioning that kind of stuff. We get right into it. We start having too good a time.
Well, let's see. Here, aren't we?
So, Kyle, you're pulling your hair out with this PCB issue. So, one of the things that I would suggest is just go through and trace the entire PCB and make sure that what you did, in translation from your breadboard to your PCB design translated properly. Make sure you got all your pinouts correct on your transistors and your diodes, properly oriented, and the legs on your IC all going to the right places. Make sure nothing got crossed or shorted. Sometimes it could be something as simple as a jump occurring, where you forgot to remove a spot that was a jump on the schematic and you actually connected it. I've done that before where I was like, oh shoot, I was, because every schematic has a different convention. Some schematics assume that that's not going to connect there unless there's a dot or some very specific thing. Other things they'll put a little hump over it. So
in the Navy, sometimes you have to.
It's one of those things that when you get into that stage and you have a working design. Yeah. When you've got a working design and then you get it all onto a PCB, you get it all soldered up, and then suddenly it doesn't sound the same. You can't figure out why. All of the things being equal, all the same components. So
it's frustrating.
And I guess use an audio probe. Yeah, go in with an audio probe and see if anything shows up with that.
I honestly think, mate, you're right there. An audio probe is
sometimes
so underrated.
Manufacturing defects.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, sometimes manufacturing defects in the PCBs, especially since these are really low-cost prototype boards. You never know if they just got a bad layer in there, and it could be something that you had nothing to do with, and you wouldn't discover it until you get into the circuit and put a probe on it. But I would also say build another one and see if it does the same thing.
You think it may be a component?
Like if you've got more than one board, yeah, it could be a component, or it could just be that board. So,
oh man, I got to say,
you've gone through and done all that. It works. It's just slightly muddier sounding, almost like added capacitance. Now, here's something that I discovered in designs, and this is something that I was not aware of for the longest time, and I've had this same issue. So this might be what you've run into, Kyle. Even static, non-electrolytic capacitors have a polarity. There's a foil side, and you want to turn the foil side of those capacitors towards ground, because that will cause exactly what you're talking about. That was something that I ran into on one of my harmonic percolator circuits that I built. I couldn't understand why, the one that I had put together in sockets and like gone all out on, it sounded so great. And then the one that I wired up straight sounded muddy. And I realized that the capacitor to the output, the foil was in the wrong direction. It wasn't going towards ground. It was going towards the positive flow. And when I turned that around, everything came into spec.
Absolutely.
So that could be something.
So much more important.
And especially since this is using an op amp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since this is using an op amp as well, amplifiers, you have to get your polarity right on your static components, or else it'd give you all kind of problems too, because it amplifies any kind of mud. Like you said, a capacitance problem is probably what you got. When you said that, man, a light bulb went off in my head. It's like I've had that exact same problem. So try that, and if that doesn't fix it, man, we'll go to plan Z.
Start from the beginning and start again.
Yeah, shotgun it all, baby.
Mate, it works for me, shotgun engineering, especially in the Navy, because you're not paying for the parts.
Yeah.
I just got to say, quick thank you.
It reaches a point where, like, the diminishing returns.
100%, mate. Because, I mean, if you're paying for the parts, you don't want to be doing that. But if the Navy's paying for it, I'm quite happy. Yeah. Quick thank you to Dave Lewis. He says he bought one of my Randy Rhodes pedals, and it's his favorite pedals. Great, thank you so much. That's amazing. And a Digitech Neon Whammy pedal. That sounds mental, mate.
Oh wow.
I tell you what, it's just a response to, yeah. It's not my. It's way too heavy metal for me. Like, I can't move my foot at the same time as play.
That's what you need those extra thick Doc Martens for, buddy.
Yeah. Well, not
gravity's on your side then.
Yeah.
Gravity's on your side then.
It's the mouth movements that I can't handle.
Hey, the Death Dealer. What's up, man? Good to see you too.
Hello, mate. How's it going?
And let's see who else. Says that whammy has a really good buffer and it's great, except if you have a fuzz after it.
Or
fuzz first always, anyway, right?
Or put a transformer in the middle, wired as an inductor.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? I've got a box drilled and a part ready to make one of them for Craz Fandango, and it's been done for about at least 6 months. Like, all I have to do is solder maybe 8 wires, if that, and I still haven't done it. Basically, I'm a piece of shit. It's just taking me so long.
Dave Berry says get a Qtron instead.
Or get a Qtron. Do you know what? That's the electro harmonics thing, isn't it? I had one of them before.
Yeah, I want to build one.
Yeah. Well, Qtron.
Yeah, I want to build one. I've got some clone schematics that were put on the different runoff groove forums and GeoFX and those different places. I think one of them's called Dr. Quack.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, I've got them all printed out. It's just one of those things. It's a whole volume of circuits that I want to play with, and I've only like scratched the surface. I've only gotten to like 20 of the 100 or so that I've got in my binder.
So how big is that circuit? It must be massive.
Oh man, if it was right here, I'd be able to tell you. Let's see. I think I have that binder up in the sunroom. Or sunroom. But I mean, it definitely uses like more components than a lot of other circuits for sure.
I mean, I've got a video coming soon. I'm just waiting for the lacquer to dry on a tagboard version of the CE2 by Boss. And the pedal must be like...
Oh, sweet.
It's huge. It's the size of a small amp. It's got 3 full tagboards in it. It's ridiculous. I don't even know if it's going to work. It's totally ridiculous, but YouTube's going to hate it as well, which is why I'm doing it, because I think that's amazing.
Hey,
yeah, so much. I think I might have
Troll
to
bait.
give it to. I might have to give it to Boss at the next guitar show, because I stupidly.
Hey, Jimmy Smith, you made it. You made it in time for a live
hello,
stream.
mate.
All right, how you doing, bro?
And he asked what I'm working on. I'm working
Dave
on.
Barry says he's a 1590 BB enclosure.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's massive. I've got one of the enclosures there, but it's got a big picture of a Boss pedal on the front. So I'm like, I can't sell it because it's copyright, as you like. Jimmy, I'm actually working on some more Randy Rhodes pedals using different types of germanium transistors as the clipping diodes. So these ones are the old Mullard photo transistors, but it's going to be this sort of format. Yeah, I fancied. I got such a good response from the black ones that I did. I thought maybe I'll do something a bit more pedal board friendly. You know, it makes sense. Makes sense to strike while the iron's hot as it was. I haven't built any new pedals for ages. Time's kind of got away from me. YouTube's been mental, like trying to catch up with that because I was behind. So
yeah, I went through like what seemed like about a 2-week respiratory thing that both my mom and I had. She thought she was just like dealing with allergies, but I think we came down with something that was going around because I heard other people talking about it. And whoa, did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
Wow, that was lightning right outside the window. I mean,
oh,
I saw the flash and we heard the sound simultaneously. We just had lightning strike in my yard, guys.
I definitely
if everything goes dark, you'll know what happened. It seems like
you guys have the worst weather in
like
the world.
Things are resetting. Holy cow. It only happens when we do podcasts, man. That's the thing. It's like, what in the world? Like, I think Thor is trying to tell us something. Either we're doing good or we're doing something we shouldn't be.
It's mental. Well, at least it's not winds and rain. And deal with lightning.
I agree, James. Yeah, I love thunder and lightning. Man, I used to go out in rainstorms when I was a kid and watch the lightning and just like let the rain hit me. Get yelled at by my mom. Get inside. What are you doing?
Dave Barry says that your house is grounded, but you got a good earth connection, have you?
It is. It is. Thankfully, my dad was a mad scientist, beyond all mad scientists. This house is probably like, better than having a Faraday cage on it with the kind of shit that he did.
Oh, so you're safe then. Fucking hell. Bad times,
oh, yeah.
mate.
Just from the sheer number of wires he ran over everything. He's built a Faraday cage out of the wires he ran all over the place. I mean, we've got probably one of the most wired houses in the 80s before anybody had a wired house.
Really?
Oh, yeah, man. He was on the cutting edge of technology. In the 70s and the 80s, he built personal computers from scrap. I've got all the stuff to build a PC if I want to.
Well, you need to, mate, I think.
We might have to these days. Well, the only thing is I don't have the processors that are fast enough to handle everything. I'd have to build a few of them and turn them into a supercomputer, daisy chain them together.
Or just build the husk and then add in the processor. My uncle does all of that. It's,
yeah. Everything else is the same. Those components haven't changed in decades. They only keep changing the shape and the size of the processor. So you have to buy a new motherboard. I'm talking about planned obsolescence, man. I'll get on a soapbox on that shit.
Mate, I think it should all be through all. I'll tell you what, speaking of through hole,
Monster in John's laboratory has come to life. Yes, indeed.
Yes. Sonar Poop says
it's alive.
The US military did the daisy chain thing with PS3s, I think, or was it Xboxes? I don't know. Did they? Well, they chained them together.
I think they daisy chained a bunch of Xboxes. I remember hearing that and made a supercomputer. They also did the same thing with a bunch of the Apple Core supercomputers. I think they did that at Stanford. They took a whole bunch of Apple Core GS4 processor modules and daisy chained them and made like a budget supercomputer that rivaled the existing ones. And that was kind of them showing that we could like, turn this, into a micro supercomputer. Yeah.
I'm just hearing we should daisy chain a load of G3s together and have the biggest pedal board in the world. That's where my mind went.
Let's see. Joe, did those Russian 5U caps turn up, by the way? Jimmy was asking.
Jimmy, not received yet, mate, but the post has been rather bad here, so I'm assuming tomorrow. I was hoping,
and yes, Jeffrey Shockley, I agree. Nothing like a tin roof in a good rain. I lived in a barn that was built almost entirely out of wormy chestnut, and it was converted into a house. It was out on the border of Tennessee and North Carolina, just over the ridge from Steve Earle, and it had a tin roof on it. And anytime it rained, man, I was out in a coma. Like there were so many times I was late for work because rainstorm started, and or I was late for a gig. I'm like running in, like dragging my drums in. Where the hell have you been? I fell asleep, man. It was raining. White noise. Gotta love it.
Mate, the weather's been mental here. We've had some days where it's raining and some days not. Crazy.
Craz Fandango says, I have a tinfoil hat. Well, I think I have the tinfoil Speedos after watching some of the things I've watched on YouTube. At least that's what Coach Colin tells you to put on.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a big Joe Rogan fan. He analyzes Joe Rogan episodes. He's based out of Austin, Texas. But, he goes deeper into the dives on the guests and like the subjects and stuff like that.
Okay. Hey, mate, I like Joe Rogan. I watch his program, I've got to say. I'm not sure I agree with everything he says, but...
but, hey, I'm happy that there's somebody that'll at least explore some of the topics and, have different outlooks, whether or not I think some of it's absolutely full of shit or not,
Mate, I'm an argumentative person. I don't think I've met anyone that I agree with totally.
Exactly. If you do, be very wary. Either they're a sycophant or you've met your doppelganger.
That's it. So my dad's getting on a bit now. He's not been the wellest man ever, and we've had to limit our arguments down because we're both very opinionated. And I can never let it go, even though my wife's like, Joe, shut up, he's not well. I'm like, yeah, but he's wrong. I don't know.
The debt dealer says it was the PlayStation 3s they did with daisy chains. So,
oh wow, that's an older one, isn't it? We're not on like 5 or 6 of them.
I think we're on really PS5.
I'm not like the world's biggest gamer, I gotta say.
You're welcome, Craz Fandango, for the image. Hey, also, you could like have a tinfoil bikini for your missus. So the matching pair.
Oh man. So Sonar Poop says, for someone so involved in comedy, he doesn't think Joe Rogan's stand-up is that great. On his podcast, someone makes a joke and he just doesn't notice. Fair enough. Yeah, I've not actually seen any of his stand-up. I found a guy on YouTube, an Iranian fella who's hilarious. So I'm consumed with this guy now. I can't remember his name, which is really bad to me. But yeah.
Oh man, there's been some really funny guys. Oh man, it might be the same person. He relatively like got into the scene recently, right? Like he does it through Kill Tony. Is it Avi? Is that the guy?
Avi, yeah. Do you know what? I think it might be. Is he the
Ari?
Yeah, Ari.
Yeah.
He was
really tall and
yeah. I think we're talking about the same guy.
He's hilarious, man. Oh, yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
I feel like you'd have to have a sense of humor if you come from
the Finnish comedian. That guy.
Yeah.
That guy cracks me up too. His wordplay.
Oh man, to be honest, I haven't been to a comedy
And
club
at
for
Craz
years.
Fandango, I am not responsible for any cosplay that happens after the podcast.
I feel like that went down real fast.
I was going to connect my over 50 Behinger pedals together on our patio this summer when it cools down. Oh, I want to see video.
I was going to say, now that's what I watch.
Yes.
We want to see that YouTube video, please. Didn't someone do that with them little Marshall amps? Was it like the Guitar Nerds or someone did like 100 Marshall 1-watt amps against one 100-watt amp? It actually sounded pretty good.
I do not remember seeing that, but it sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
That you probably wouldn't need more than like 10 1-watt amps to be as loud as a 100-watt amp, really, though.
I think they just run it just to see what it'd sound like. I imagine
just to see what it sound like, yeah. Because if you start like amplifying, like you start getting exponential effect.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll probably reach a point where it's just like too distorted to even like tell what it is.
No,
by the time you get to 100 1-watt amps plugged into each other, it's like, whoa.
Well, have you ever seen the guy who recreated the Wall of Sound? You know, the old Jerry Garcia, is it? Wall of Sound.
Oh, yeah.
So he made that miniature with tiny little 2-inch speakers. Like, that is mad. Now, that I'd love to try.
There was a band, I don't know if they're still active or not, called Jucifer. And it was a duo, drums and guitar. And the girl that was the guitar player, she toured with a wall of amps that were always in various states of disrepair or, being blown up. But like their tour expense was massive. A lot of times they had to book their tours on a cruise. They would like take their passage over to their European tour dates on a cruise ship because that's the only way they could get all their amplifiers over there affordably. They couldn't have, have it flown.
That's definitely right up my street. Like, what's the craziest setup you've gigged with?
That I've gigged with?
Yeah.
Man. That's going to be hard to narrow down because I've gigged with a lot of crazy things, being the kind of musician that I am. I gigged with a giant piece of styrofoam with a tambourine on top of it once. Like a 4x8 piece of like 2-inch thick white pebble styrofoam, and suspended it on top of a drum throne and put a mic over it, threw a tambourine on top of it and played it with brushes and danced around it, and it sounded like a full-on drum set. So,
that's mad. I've gone straight into a
bizarre.
A DJ mixer, and that's about it. With a Behinger pedal as well. Before, it sounded terrible. It's probably the worst guitar tone anyone's ever heard. It was before I discovered that pedal show, so I didn't know. Well, I didn't know what I didn't know, I suppose.
They actually have a recording of that setup where the guy that was playing with me, he was playing a giant support pole with a couple of pieces of metal.
It's mad. That sounds like the type of thing that you need to be on some sort of illegal substance to think up.
Well, probably would have
like
short circuited the two of us, the way that like this guy, he's another autistic kind of person like me. So they used to give him meth to slow him down. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't think any substances were needed other than like the caffeine that we were on and the fact that, we had a 4-track recorder and a whole bunch of time.
Oh man. Do you know what? I haven't played guitar live for so long now. It's because I'm not on a ship. There's just no opportunity. Like, I'm not good enough to play properly in a band. So there's no captive audience, But on a ship, you get your guitar out. People start like queuing around just to listen, and it turns into like a impromptu piss up jam night with 100 people there or whatever. But now I'm not in that situation. It's just never going to happen again, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to make time to play again. Like I was playing every day, like, for at least an hour or two, and it just got to one of those points where I didn't feel good when I got, the respiratory thing. And anytime I picked my guitar up, I was like, and I finally picked up the guitar and like played for a good 45 minutes to an hour today. And I was, I feel like I'm back again. So if you don't feel good, sometimes you just don't feel it.
I can't remember the last time I played for 40 to 45 minutes ever. Apart from maybe to record the demo part of my last video, which was, let me show you. Check this bad boy out. It was this.
Yeah, it's
the Caught by the Fuzz.
Things that, for me, I have to watch how long. Oh, that's cool,
mate. It gets better. Check this shit out. I bought this at the Brighton Guitar Show. He's actually coming on the podcast, Andy. He gave me a date today, so I'll let you know. But check this out. Oh, I've unplugged it. Damn, that was an anticlimax. Basically, I've unplugged all my stuff to plug this in. The lights alternate while it's on, like it's flashing like a police car.
Oh,
mate, so
ask,
good.
Yeah, like red, blue, red, blue.
John, serious question now. Guess a price.
In dollars or pounds?
Pounds. We go pounds.
In pounds. $149.
£89.
What?
I know, mate.
I thought I was lowballing at $149. Wow,
mate.
That's really cool.
It affected me that bad. I spoke to Andy today. It's from Funny Little Boxes. It affected me that bad. I had to make a video to see if I could build a fuzz that could sit next to it on a pedal board. It was just that good. And so I made a video where I build a fuzz and compete with this one. And that's the longest I've played guitar for, because both of them sounded amazing. Like that thing with single coils is just so aggressive. But funnily enough, it's all SMD apart from the signal caps. It looks like the signal caps are through hole, which is interesting.
Okay. Yeah, the SMD manufacturing is why they can get the price down so low.
Yeah, but mate, it's such a good pedal.
Like have less than $1 per circuit board. Yeah. Hey man, the quality of electronics, it's done nothing but get better. Like a lot of what we're dealing with in our vintage stuff. I mean, we're dealing with like stuff that is cantankerous and hard to deal with just because we love it. If we really wanted to be electrical engineers and wanted to get the cleanest signals, and we would just let the computers do it. But I can't help but be a hands-on person. I don't think that that's ever going to go away. I think that people are always going to appreciate those kind of things, and the more people like are surrounded by things that are just ready-made, cookie cutter, the more likely they're going to long for something that's unique. So there'll always be a place for that.
I just
if there's
feel like
not, I don't want to be around to see it.
I honestly, mate, I feel like there's a place for both.
If there's never a place for things that are made by hand, I don't want to be around. Yeah,
there's just so many people who have like such a bad opinion either way. Like they're like, oh no, one touch SMD, or oh no, why are you putting big components that cost loads into pedals? I just think, why limit yourself? And I did come to the conclusion actually that the Caught by the Fuzz, this thing with an Abbey Road into the front of it, is kind of like unbelievable. It's like sustained for days. This cuts through the mix. The Abbey Road adds the woofy lower end. It's just fantastic. What a great design.
It pairs well with something. Yeah. I mean, see, I was going to answer a question. I think, is it gone? Oh, wait. No, there it is. James, no, I do not play in a band right now. The last band that I played with was pre-COVID, and when lockdowns came and all that stuff, I mean, that just pretty much killed live music. And in all the areas. Anybody that was playing live, they were playing live in a studio on the internet. Like, that's what my brother-in-law and the band that he was playing with did. That was the only way they were able to survive.
I've got to call Craz Fandango out here. He says the best thing about Andy's pedals are the foot switches in the middle. I just want to draw your attention to the foot switch position here. I'm going to let it slide. Seems as you bought me my attire that I'm wearing today, so I'll let it go. But it was funny at the guitar show because he was stood at my stand, and everyone come up. He'd like say, "You seen the state of these pedals? The foot switch isn't even in the right position." But people didn't know who he was, so they're like, "Why is this guy ragging on him?" Like, they were getting real concerned. Oh, fantastic!
It's what friends do.
Yeah, mate. It's
exactly what friends do. Anybody that knows like true friendship, like, taking the piss out of your mates is always a good idea, because they're going to do it to you too, and it's like all in good fun. Keeps you honest.
Exactly. Yeah, and he's rather good at it, to be fair. Yeah, that pedal really blew me away. The price that he sells them for was just, I couldn't believe it. Like £89, and it sounds. I expected it to be good, like reasonable, but not as good as I found it. So yeah, I had to make a video on
it. Dave said he just modified a Cot 50 and revoiced the Prince of Tone in one enclosure, which makes a nice combination paired together.
Isn't the COT 50 one of the same one that does the Woodrow? Oh God.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what is a Cot 50? That's
it's an electric distortion with some other bits on.
Okay.
I think circuit layout. It's an electric distortion with some.
Oh, it's a modded Electra. Okay, yeah.
I think so.
Dave just answered. The
modded
Electra. Yeah. That's the love pedal. That's right.
Yeah.
I knew I'd heard it. I'm like, where have I heard it before? And it was when we were doing our Electra deep dive. It was one of the ones that came up in the schematics that I was looking up.
It's in the mix for one of my future videos, definitely. Just because it looks so simple, and you could do quite a few mods to it, I need to do an OCD first.
It was like such a cool little springboard project.
Yeah, that's it, mate. But yeah, I want to do an OCD before I dig into that. Just because there are
Sonar Poop. That's a good point. The biasing is a bit different.
Oh, is it?
The thing about that Electra design is you can get all different kinds of like tone sculpting out of it, depending on how you bias that transistor. That's why a lot of times I'll just put a potentiometer on there and give you a wide bias sweep, so you can dial in, the super smooth or the super gritty or the right in the middle.
That's interesting. I love all the little mods that you can do to things, because it makes it. People like, it's just for example, it's just an electric distortion with something else on the end. And you're like, yeah, but that something else means a lot. Look at the Bassman and the JTM 45s. That was just like an output valve change. Or thereabouts. It's a completely different amp. So let's not poop over that.
When you said valve, that just reminded me, another music store / pawn shop that I'm taking repair work out of, just told me that somebody brought them an entire box full of tubes, and they want me to go through and sort and tell them which ones are which. So we might find some rare Mullards and some Knights and some Phillips and some stuff like that. We'll see. Yeah, because it's a guy that used to be a radio and TV repairman, and it was from his estate. So it's stuff that he had hoarded.
I was just about to say the radio repairman. They're the guys that, or the TV guys. Always have good stuff.
That was my dad. I mean, that's the reason why I was surrounded with all the crap that I'm surrounded with still. It's like, there was always like, 4 or 5 different appliances that had to do with audio, video, or, general, electronic work that were in stages of repair or completion, or, some of them some of them ones for neighbors, some of them ones that people just gave him and said, here, you can have this. It doesn't work. And he finds out that it's just like one transistor blown,
Easy fix.
So
yeah.
Easy fix. I've gotten free pedals like that. I got a free Rotovibe because the transistor was blown in it. Somebody plugged in the wrong power supply and shoved 9 volts up the wrong end.
Mate, it happens so often now. Because I don't put
all the time. People don't understand that little plus and minus, are important.
Yeah. Well, I get my problem is if I'm making something like a fuzz face, I never add in the reverse polarity protection because it never had it in the first place, So, and people end up shoving the wrong power supply in, and they say, no, I never did anything. It was working one day and not the next. Yeah, cheers.
And yep. Well, that happened to my Color Sound Super Waswell that I had. It had a power adapter installed on it before I bought it for 9 volt tip positive, just like the way it was wired for your 9 volt battery. And somebody grabbed my pedal in the studio and plugged a 9 volt Boss tip negative adapter into it. Fortunately, it didn't take out a lot of the really cool stuff. Yeah, but man, that was like one of those things. It actually destroyed the adapter before it destroyed the pedal. It melted the transformer inside of the Boss adapter.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. It turned into a fusible link.
I've seen that before. Most fires on board are caused by something like that.
Man, it sounded amazing though. Let me tell you, right before everything went up in smoke and fire on the wall, what the guy that was playing it sounded amazing. So, but
the best electrical
fire. You want to repeat.
I know the best electrical fire I've ever seen is a guy who plugged a normal 240 bit of equipment into a 50 volt DC connection. Don't know why, but it just instantly melted the plug and the whole thing went up. And I mean, you're taught on board to fight the fire,
God.
It's like it drilled into you, and this guy just run away. So by the time that anyone got to it, it was like a proper fire, Like, nice one, Knobhead. Really appreciate you doing that.
Oh, well. Mm-hmm.
Happens all the time.
Let's see here. Some more comments. Mixed the modded Electra and a Chula together for a thicker version of the Love pedal design.
The Chula is one that I've always wanted to try or like to have a go at. There's a few artists that use them that I love, and I can't even think of his name now. Yeah, such a cool looking.
Dave
pedal.
is asking when will you put that white cop car pedal on your site for him to buy?
You can buy them, mate. From
your police car pedal.
Yeah, mate. You can get them from funnylittleboxes.co.uk. They're in stock, and he does some other cool pedals as well. Yeah, brilliant. Honestly, mate, for the money, I think it was 89 quid at the guitar show. I don't know if they're 100 quid normally or what, but you can't go wrong for that price. You just can't. And the lights go up in opposites.
So no, you really can't.
It's made so good. Yeah. Do you know what? I was disheartened when I was making a video because I tried my Abbey Road next to it. It's like, I think I prefer the funny little boxes pedal. But then when I spoke to Craz Fandango, we got talking, and he said, well, is it just because it's more aggressive or well? And then when I thought about it, it's probably because I play the Abbey Road fuzz all the time while I'm setting them up and stuff. So I wonder if it's just that this is different. So I'm like, oh, look, different. I prefer this. Or it could even be psychosomatic and then LEDs go on with the lights in the car. And I'm just like, this is the best pedal in the world. Which is probably...
when I, started using LED clipping diodes and wiring them up so they flashed as you played, and then made them visible, it started affecting my playing. I was trying to make the light show happen with what I was, getting out of my attack. It was, You know, I would get like little soft passages to make it like just barely flicker, and then I'd really dig in and make it go bright.
I had that with the
I think
Keeley DS1. That's where I first seen that mod, if you like. What is it called? The C&I mod, is it? C&I? I think he just puts a little red LED on one of them.
Yeah. Just put a little LED on one of them.
Yeah, it's,
for me, I guess it has to do with my whole like synesthesia thing, like my audio visual.
Yeah, but that's good stuff for
blurring.
that. Isn't it? Oh man, I should do that more often. Actually,
how you've got a request for a close up of how you're doing with the pedal right now.
Oh, so close up
if you're able.
Yeah, so basically, here's the op amp here, put on a bit of a Vero board. So all the wires off that are wired in. I've got the earth going to the 3-pole double throw for the LED wired in. And I'm just adding the earth for the circuit that would come around here, attached to the pots and then up to the jacks. I've got 9-volt going in here with this massive it's not in focus, is it? Massive reverse polarity protection diode there for no other reason than it's big. And then this particular one's got the OCP 71 Mullard photo transistors in, but some of the others, I mean, you'll be happy to know that some of them are going to be the old kimono fabric. Still got a bit of that hanging around. So this one's a mixture of Mullard black glass diodes and the photo transistors, and some of them are just black glass diodes and stuff. But yeah, they're all going to be Japanese style.
With Craz Fandango's favorite switch.
Well, so this one's off
Craz
center.
Fandango's favorite switch layout too.
Yeah, I mean, I did 2 off center and 3 on center. So by rule of averages, he's got a better average. But I also did this fabric as well. But
did you do 3 left, 3 right, and 3 center?
No, I 100% did two off to the right.
Otherwise, your ship's going to tilt, mate.
well, actually, mate, we have a.
You got your ballast off.
I'm going to get real geeky here. Type 23 frigates have a 3-degree lean to port all the time, and that's because when you land a Merlin helicopter on the ship, it self-rights. No one needs to know that. Something tells me no one wants to know how to land a Merlin on a.
Man, talk about like one of the most difficult things in the world to do: landing a helicopter on a moving ship in choppy waters. I do not envy those pilots whatsoever.
Honestly, mate, I would rather fight Thorpe than get in one of them helos.
Yep.
And I wouldn't fight him even if I had a gun. Madness, mate. I don't understand why anyone would ever get in one. In what year was it? 2004. Might have been I think it was 2004. We saved HMS Portland's helo, and there was just pieces of people. I mean, literal pieces of them. The rotors cut them up for. There's just no way. I don't understand why anyone would want to get in one of them flying death traps. To be fair, though, that was the old Lynx helicopters, not the Wildcat that we have now. So maybe they've got better. Either way, I don't trust them. I can swim, I can't fly.
Now, my dad was a Huey mechanic in the 60s in the U.S. military, so he had to go and fly in them. That was part of the thing. If you fixed it, you had to go up on the test flight.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
With the test pilot. So he made damn sure he fixed it right.
Yeah, I just couldn't, mate. There's just no way. I don't understand why anyone would want to get in one of them bloody things. I say it all the time in my videos, but I'm terrified of them. They used to do a thing where you could have either your kids or your dad go to sea with you for a week on the end of a deployment, like sail back from Gibraltar. And used to give them like rides in a helo. Like, you must be mad to go up on that thing. Not a chance. And I like doing loop-de-loops and spinning over and shit. Like, fucking no. Not only that, I know the engineers who maintain it. Funnily enough, if anyone's if anyone knows flatly guitar pedals, Paul is an ex-Wafu, like an air engineer. So he's like I think
cool.
I think he might have worked on Harrier jump jets, but he was he might well have worked on the old Helos, but he'll love me taking the piss out of Wafus, but there's no way I'd get in a plane that one of them are maintained. It's always like asleep. It's the easiest job in a Navy.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Mincher says, I remember when the Ocean was built.
Oh, he means HMS Ocean, the ship.
Mm-hmm.
He's ex-Navy as well. It's now a Brazilian Navy ship.
Yeah.
So HMS Ocean was basically a civilian ship, but it was built in two halves.
They were talking about losing a Chinook off of the ocean years ago. Like,
yeah,
I see what he was referring to now. Yeah,
but the Ocean was built in two halves, and the halves didn't fit together. So the ship had a bloody big step in the middle. The Brazilians must have liked it because they've come back and bought more ships off us since. Just pretty sure they're buying Albion and Bulwark. No, I don't know. Let's not turn this into the Navy podcast. I hate my day job.
leave the work at home.
Yeah, exactly that. Funnily enough, I was meant to be working from home today, but I ended up going out all day with my kids, so not much work getting done there. I have to face the raft tomorrow.
Yeah, Craz Fandango says he knows Norm that does a lot of work for Flatley.
Oh yeah, is he the guy that runs the Bristol Guitar Show? It's like a white bearded fellow. I think I met him at Birmingham. Nice guy. Yeah, Flatley's like
he says no.
All right, must be a different guy. Yeah, Flatley's just such a nice guy.
Must be a different guy.
His pedal designs are like these dipped enclosures, but they're like dipped in
they're
like
beautiful.
Metallic. Yeah, so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think his kit designs a lot of them.
Aware of his designs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, since like getting into like our podcast and meeting a bunch of other builders, like the number of like people that I've become aware of has just grown like mad amounts. Like there's no way I would have known who some of these builders were if it wasn't, for the internet and our little community we've started getting together.
It's dangerous on a bank balance, mate. Honestly, I keep finding pedals. Yeah. I'm like, I want that, and then my problem is I have no off button. Like if I go, I quite fancy that. In my head, my brain starts working to how am I going to achieve that? Hence selling all my gear to fund this bloody guitar purchase.
I start working along the lines of how can I build that? And like how am I going to make a copy of that?
Oh, mate, that's class.
On my own pedal board.
Yeah, I tell you what. Next is going to be.
I'm glad that it skipped a generation because my dad. If my dad had been into guitar pedals, there would have been like no money left for food. Like,
yeah.
So he would have bought all the pedals. Like he was that way with anything else he got into. So
do you know what? I've stopped buying pedals at the minute. I'm squarely on like guitars, and I need a new guitar in my life. I've been looking at Noel Gallagher signature guitars as well. Like I could do that. They're not that expensive. I could do it. Like I haven't got a semi-hollow. Mm-hmm. That's the justification. Keep saying to myself, I haven't got a semi-hollow. Maybe I could just buy one of them.
You don't have a semi-hollow?
No, not at all, mate. I tell you what, I did try today
to make a semi-hollow.
Yeah, oh yeah, mate. I'm not making one. I tried the Dave Grohl,
especially if you're doing it from scratch.
Oh yeah, yeah. If anyone's ever tried one of them, like the neck on it's stunning. It's like a lovely shape. The Pelham Blue Trini Lopez, it was like that sort of style. Unbelievable, mate. Like if it said Gibson on the headstock, I would have believed it was a Gibson. It was that good.
man, there's a lot of stuff coming out of Epiphone that is just as good, feeling, fit and finish wise as what Gibson's putting out. Like it's kind of scary how
Well,
good
I think
some
Gibson,
of that stuff is, and it's a third of the
Gibson
price.
They took the air blockers off them, I think, with the new headstock design and stuff, and just said, "Have at it," because I'm pretty sure they were holding them back for a long time to make them the cheaper brand, and I think now they're pushing it as being a proper brand. Well, it seems that way anyway. Especially with like the the inspired by Gibson range.
It was one of those things they just. There were some things that they released in the early 2000s from Epiphone that were like made in Japan or made in Korea at some of the higher end factories that were just unbelievably good. They blew anything that had a Gibson headstock and name on it out of the water that I played. That was contemporary of it.
A mate of mine, Dave Peters, he actually made my gold top. He's selling a Fender, not a Fender, what am I saying? An Epiphone from that era, and it's got the full book matched headstock thing. They did a few of them, didn't they? But it's just so heavy.
Yeah.
I think he would have sold it 10 times over, but it's like £10. It's kind of like the guitars of that era. They were all bloody heavy.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. The weight is a sign of quality.
Ha! You've been watching Snatch. If it does not work, you can just hit him with it. What a film.
Exactly.
I told you, mate, the American guy that worked for me, I made him watch it. The day after he joined, after he pissed up for like 12 hours, I sat him down in a mess. I was like, you have to watch this film. And he's thinking it's going to be some Navy instructional video. Come on. And I put Snatch on, and he was like, what what is this? I was like, you need to learn English culture, so sit there and shut up. And he's just like, what the? He's a mad. Anyway, myself, I was like,
man, Viva Las Vegas.
Great song. I think that whole
every time Frankie Four Fingers thinks about his gambling addiction, or they talk about it, Viva Las Vegas.
I put that little scene on my videos whenever I talk about money, just because I love it. Why did he call him Frankie Four Fingers? Because he makes bets with dangerous people that he can't that he can't pay, and they give him the chop. Class. I might watch that after this. I tell you what, have you noticed that it's hard to wind? Actually, it'd be completely different for you, but I struggle to wind down after these podcasts. I end up sitting up, watching films and shit.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of those things I get. I start like going through all kinds of different things and working on stuff, and it'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm wondering where'd all the time go. That's gonna happen. I've already got stuff set up in the other room. I'll start working on.
So what's some of the fun stuff you've been working on, John? I've been dying to ask.
Epiphone headstock was cool too.
Do you know what? I liked it,
but what now?
I still prefer the one that they've got now. It's like it's not quite Gibson. It's the same as the very early single pickup junior things. They used to have the Coronado, is it, or something like that? It's the same as that in him, and it just looks cool. I actually prefer it to the Gibson one.
I really liked the Batwing headstocks that they did in the early 60s too.
Oh yeah, so that's like really cool on the basses. Yeah, like and you can buy some of the guitars are cheaper. I just remember there's a guy in the Strokes as
for the same vintage. The Casino.
Yeah. No, it's like
I know a lot of people that play casinos.
I'm on about like the Coronado or something. It's like the junior
there's a Coronados, there's Casinos. Man, there are so many that were like almost identical to the Gibson counterpart.
I've been watching a lot of the Oasis gigs, and he's playing that ES 355. The ebony fretboard, big block inlays, red. I'm gassing after something like that, something big bodied at the minute. so bad. Although that's not the guitar that I'm looking at,
Uh,
but I'm gassing after something big bodied. It's weird, isn't it? I go through stages where I like buy loads of amplifiers.
it's got a
and, like,
deeper body, right?
yeah. No, it's a 3.5 body, but with the Bigsby and like the Les Paul custom setup, you know, like the double binding or whatever.
Did you say 355 or 335?
It's a
Is it a
3.5.
thin line or is it a thicker body?
It's thin.
Okay.
So think of Lucille, BB King Lucille.
Because I've worked on some 340s and 345s. Okay, so it is a thin line. It's actually a thin line solid body then. Okay.
Yeah, it's solid
not a
through the
hollow
middle.
body.
No. It's not like a 330.
Yeah.
I had a 67.
It's not like an arch top.
That was
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got the it's basically a 3.5 only with the custom neck.
It's got the carving.
Yeah. So,
okay.
It might even be laminated maple in that shape.
I know what you're
I'm
talking.
not sure.
It's kind of like a it's one of those that's like not one you see every day. Like you normally see the 330s, the 335s, the 175s.
No, if someone Googles 3.55, I think that's it. It's basically a 3.35, but with the custom neck and a Bigsby. But he's playing one of them, and I'm just like, oh, I really want something like that. I mean, like, I'm going to see him, aren't I? And it's consuming me. I'm doing that thing again where I start like getting into someone and then consuming like everything about it. And Oasis are like one of my first bands I ever liked, so it's quite easy to let that consume me, you know. What we got?
Well, you know.
Oh no, have I just realized the fatal flaw?
I did have an SG fetish for a while because of AC/DC, so I understand.
Oh mate, do you know what? That the Gretsch that not Malcolm, the other guy had, you know, the one pickup in it, but 3 pickup slots. That's that'd be the one for me.
Yeah. He took out the
2 of the pickups.
The rhythm guitar.
Yeah. That's right up my street, like. I'm having snags with this here because I'm using a pot that I've used before because I'm running low on a 100k pots for whatever reason, and I bloody soldered it already, so there isn't any hole for the wire to go in, and it's taking me forever to try and just get it in there. What a pain in the ass! Why won't you go in the hole? Turn into Happy Gilmore. I tell you what, I didn't know Happy Gilmore had a Happy Gilmore too. I've just got into that. I watched it last night. I think we're getting a bit of a
SG and neck dive.
So Sonar Poop says he wants an SG, but he's thinking of a brownish walnut one. I tell you what, mate, them 70s ones with the block inlays and the ebony board, walnut color, they're still relatively cheap. And I think they're going to be worth a few quid.
Yeah. And you know why? You know why?
What?
They
Why?
snap in half at the neck joint because they put like that little tiny bit. Like, I mean, I've got one that I had to build a new body for. The neck was sentimental for the player. It was a 73. What you want to do is you want to make sure if you get a 70s, get one that was not made in Nashville. Okay. The Nashville ones have the really deep neck pocket, and you can tell by the serial number. You want to get one of the Kalamazoo ones because that was when Kalamazoo was still a factory. It was before they closed it down and opened up Memphis.
Yeah.
There's very, very big differences in the body and the neck pocket between the Nashville and the Kalamazoo SGs, and you want a Kalamazoo one from that era.
Have you ever tried Heritage guitars from the?
Oh, I love Heritage.
Factory?
Yeah, I owned a Heritage Les Paul. Yeah,
same, mate.
One of the ones
the only problem is
that
mine was fucking.
I had to sell it because of my divorce.
Oh man,
my lawyer got the money for that. Yeah, freaking divorces, I tell you.
So they have some really old ones. You can get some of their thinner Les Paul style ones. It's like a real thin body. It's like the old Les Paul Light. It's like that. and from the 80s, and they're just so good.
Mhm.
Like you have the nibs on the back.
Yeah, the one I had
it's
was
basically the
94.
oh yeah. So the factory's
Yep.
like what been open for 5 years under
I like
heritage
the
name.
yeah. I like the upgraded bridge and tailpiece designs that they came up with too. It was like they took everything that was good about Gibson and made it better. And it was a lot of the same employees that were left behind by Gibson when they closed down the Kalamazoo factory. So you got all those like decades of experience.
The headstock shape as well. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it keeps the
classic. It was not, you know.
But it also put the tuners
it wasn't
in
like
line
a glaring
more.
attempt.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a glaring attempt to like try and stand out too much like some people did. They wanted to make their headstock like so complicated and fancy that, you know, it kind of took away from the rest of the guitar. You're like just looking at the headstock.
Yeah. It's not for me, mate.
I like the visual balance. But then, you know, there is my Tysco that's behind me, and it's got that massive headstock on it. There's something cool about it, but
they're great guitars.
Not my everyday guitar either. Yeah, not my everyday guitar. But, you know, hey, it deserves love too.
I'm looking at buying a vintage guitar to replace my vintage cheap crappy guitar because I don't want to take it off the house anymore. So I'm going to buy a more expensive one that I care less about. It makes no sense. Don't talk to me about it.
Makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense in gear world.
Yeah, but try explaining that to your wife.
I don't speak wife.
Yeah, no, me either.
That's why I'm divorced.
Yeah, so am I.
I was smart enough not to do it again. I was smart enough not to do it again.
Oh, mate. I looked out this time, I think. Yeah. I tell you what, though, I'm not actually going to spend any money on it because it's technically coming from other sources, so that doesn't count, right? Oh, there you go. Dave Barry says it's all in the hips. Get in, Happy Gilmore. Oh, Uncle Dan's vintage vinyl.
I was getting ready to point out the same thing.
Crappy gear. It's just all an old Japanese Zenon. I don't know what that is.
Oh, Japanese Xenon?
Yeah. What is it? Is it like is it an old one or like as in 70s?
It's some of the like, you know, the beginning of the Japanese recovery in their electronics market and stuff like that. You know, how you were able to get like really cheap electronics from Japan. It was one of those brands. And it was kind of like one of the ones that would show up at dime stores and, you know.
Yeah.
And you can find like some really cool germanium transistors and stuff like that in them. And a lot of the Japanese electronics, they were still using germanium in their designs when everybody else had switched to silicon because, you know, they were like second tier as far as what they were getting in the supply chain.
Yeah.
So we didn't want them building giant robots too soon.
Apart from now, like, of course.
Hey, we might need them now. The way things are going.
I tell you what,
the Ring of Fire is getting, the Ring of Fire activity is starting to pick up. Maybe those kaiju are starting to come to the surface again.
I tell you what, one of my favorite places I've ever been to, and I went allowed far in the country because of COVID, but it was still one of the best places I've been. It's an interesting one for sure.
I'd love to go, man.
Oh man, they were all drinking this
That's
drink.
One of those bucket list countries. I'd like to go to.
Where else would you like to go? Sorry, I cut you off there, John.
Oh, Okinawa, especially.
So that's where we were meant
My
to.
friends that have been there.
Meant to bathe. Yeah, we were meant to bathe on the island, but COVID happened. We ended up going to Sasebo. Brilliant.
To the base.
Yeah, that's all we were allowed was into the base. But the guys in the Chiefs mess are all drinking this stuff, this drink that you're only allowed 2 shots of, and it's got a full like cobra in it, just like inside the bottle. It's mad. Yeah, not too sure on what the hell else was in it, but yeah. Talk about legless. So I've got a great picture. I wish I had my phone and it went like
something about
that's there. Sorry, mate. Go ahead.
Some of the different liqueurs and liquors that I've had from Asia that were like brought over from Asia by people that I knew that traveled a lot. They do weird things to you. Things like some of the. It's like, what did they put in this? This is not just like drinking regular liquor.
There's like snake venom or something. It's like, what are you doing? Mad.
Who knows? Yeah.
Well, I've got a great picture, mate, of that's it. I got a picture of my old boss. So my sort of like 3-up boss said to me, if you take this guy down your mess and he doesn't turn up for work tomorrow, you can have the day off, chief. So I was like, game on. And he kept trying to sneak off to bed, my boss. And I kept pulling him out of bed. And so in the end, I sellotaped him to my arm with masking tape. So he's like on one knee on the floor with his arm in the air, sellotaped to me, just opening his mouth. And I was pouring port in. Still got him for work, though, bless him. He was a trooper. I know. I've got a great picture of him, like absolutely mullered. Yeah, I think that's what it's like their version of it, isn't it? I certainly wouldn't drink it while I'm at home. I know that. Yeah, but such I'd love to get out. Where's the street or the area of Japan where it's all guitar gear and that? I'd have loved to have made it there in Tokyo. That was my plan. Just never quite got there.
I'd really like to visit the Kyoto region too. I have some friends in Kyoto, and they've shown me pictures, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's a really cool crafts area. Like the Kyoto craft tradition, like, is really strong.
Oh yeah, it's just one of them countries that's just like my 6-year-old. All she goes on about wants to go to Japan. Where do you want to go? Not Japan. Like, what 6-year-olds want to go there? But I think it's all the rage with their computer games and what have you. So I think that's where she's picked it up from.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, I suppose.
Hey, she's probably like digesting a whole lot of anime.
Yeah, it's all out crap, whatever it is, cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
She, what did she tell me the other day? That kawaii means cute in Japanese. Like, okay, whatever. I don't know. To be fair, I think she's going to end up learning another language. Just the amount of, just sit there and watch like YouTube in foreign. Hopefully she learns Japanese. That'd be handy, especially when I'm on Guitar Safari.
Sonar Poop says the Yakuza games do make me want to visit Japan, to be honest.
Well,
I'm not exactly sure if that, like, you have to put up a pinky finger or not, for your entry fee.
But to be honest, mate, I went allowed to show with my tattoo showing, so like my arms out.
Mm-hmm.
Like a short.
Just...
They're not really fans of tattoos, are they? I think for them it means gang affiliation.
Well, especially if you're wearing one that has a meaning that is interpreted differently by them than what you interpret it to be. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people get tattoos. They don't really realize what those tattoos might mean just because they saw it in a movie on a character they liked. That has some meaning that might get you killed in certain areas if you go around brandishing it. So,
well, I had one covered here, mate. So this rose here, but underneath, if you look really smart, you can see like a red Chinese symbol. And for years, my mate is so he's not Chinese. He's never been to China, but his mum and dad own a Chinese chippy in Liverpool. And I used to always ask his mum, who is Chinese, like, what does it mean? And she always used to laugh and say, ah. And I was like, no, seriously, I want to know what it means. And then eventually she said to me, it means fuck. And I was like, what? She's like, fuck. And apparently it's what they say on New Year. It means good luck. But like in Chinese, and she thought I got it because fuck is like a naughty word in the UK. So she always laughed. I was like, no, I had no clue what it meant. I was just drunk. So
it was like all those guys in the 80s wearing the bonsai Japanese kanji t-shirts, and some of them said stupid American on them, and
yeah. Oh yeah, exactly that. Only instead of wearing the t-shirt, I got it tattooed on my arm. Which seems a little less stupid. But yeah, I had to get that covered. I'd love to know in the chat, is it who's got some stupid tattoos? Do we reckon anyone in the chat has got a worse tattoo than me? There's a question for you. I won't be getting me tattoos.
I've only got the one, so I've only got the one, so
what's
only
your
got
tattoo?
the Ouroboros. It's over 30 years old now. I need to get it touched up. Yeah.
Nothing in me wants to sit through a tattoo anytime soon, I've got to say. But I think I might have the worst. Uncle Dan's Vintage Vinyl says he's a tattoo-free environment. Good on you, mate. I wish mine was. Dan Mincher says he's got a couple of shit tats. Clearly, that's from the Navy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Dan,
just get naked lady tattoos. I've got one universally understood.
Dan, you'll love that tattoo, mate. That's the one that means anything. It's my Navy branch badge. He definitely won't like that one. Mm-hmm. He's he ran an engineer. I think my worst one is probably on my left hand side on my ribs. I've got an angel with her boobs out because I was drunk in Magaluf in my younger years when the ship stopped there, and I was like, oh look, it's a picture of my mum, and I ended up with this horrific tattoo on my ribs. It's the size of my ribs as well. I couldn't move for like a week.
No, there was a party that I attended in college that we thought it was a great idea to draw all over ourselves with Sharpies and highlighters and blacklight, not realizing that we were going to be wearing it for a week or two afterwards. So it seemed like a really good idea at the time.
Yeah, we've done that before, mate.
Before the drugs wore off.
Well, it's usually we used to drink this stuff in the Navy called Special Vat. If anyone's found it, it's like a cider, if you like. It comes in little cans, but for some reason, it's just ruthless. Dan will probably remember it if he was in the Navy back then. Yeah, not what you want to be drinking. Put it that way. Right, I've lost myself on my pedal here. I'm not quite sure what I'm up to. I think I've got one wire left on the circuit on the PCB, the tag board. How random! I zone out when
have you put extra components in while we were talking?
Yeah. Look at it again. I've made a Japanese symbol from the wires, like or something. No, it's looking okay. It's funny because sometimes I'll be building all night, and then the next morning I'll come in and look at the work that I did, and you can kind of tell the ones that I did towards the end. It'd be like the input directly wired to air for something like that,
Yeah, Dan says the worst drink he remembers is Orange Boom, or however you spell it, loopy juice.
Orange Boom from Holland. Come in a little can with a gold.
Boom. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gold lines on it and blue writing, mate. I remember them. Massive headache the day after. See, the problem is, in it. Go on, mate. Sorry, I was.
We have a tradition of making what we call PJ or party juice, and it basically involves, it did involve 191 proof Everclear, but a lot of states banned that. You can only get 151 proof now. But that with all kinds of fruit and any number of fruit flavored drink powders and stuff like that. And sometimes it was just the nastiest thing that you would ever put in your mouth, but it was instant blackout drunk. Let's put it that way. And it was always mixed up in a big garbage can. You had to go
Just
buy a
adds to
new
the
garbage
flavour.
can every time you made it. Yeah. You had to go buy a new garbage can.
All right, I get you. So you're not using the one that's had the rubbish in.
You're not using, you're not using the old ones. Allegedly.
So I joined the Navy with a load of lads from St. Vincent in the Caribbean. I was like the first entry of Navy to join up with the Colonials, and they brought over this stuff called Sunset Rum, and you would literally take the top off and the bottle would evaporate. It's that strong type thing, and it's mental.
Like a 151 or something.
Yeah, the bottle never had like a proof on it. It just had this big picture of a sunset that looked like it was put on in someone's back garden. You know,
it was Jamaican moonshine.
My mate Bree, yeah, exactly. My mate Bree brought me a bottle over, and he come back from weekend leave on the Sunday, and a lot of us were absolutely ruined. And he was like, "What the hell?" Because everyone's quite seasoned drinkers. And then he's like, "What have you been doing?" And we show him we've been doing shots with this rum. And he's like, "No, you're meant to mix it with Coke." Like, yep, definitely not. It's like, drink it before it evaporates.
You're drinking it straight.
Yeah, just doing shots. As a chaser with your Orange boom. Oh man, I haven't drank like that for so long.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster there.
Yeah, mate.
Probably for good reason. That's a young man's game.
I've just been oh mate, such a young. We just had a reunion of HMS Kent Ships Company. Like they all went out for drinks and stuff, and I was like, I haven't got childcare, which is crazy. Who can have 2 days off now? Not me, anyway. And I'm looking at all the videos of them all out on a piss. I'm like, nah, I'm too old. I can't do it. Yeah. I might need to have a few wets before Oasis to try and get me levels back up. Otherwise, I'll have one.
Just to get your tolerance back up.
Yeah, I'll be away with the fairies. Otherwise, it's been a little while, mate.
Uncle Dan's Vintage Vinyl says it sounds like Pruno, the infamous prison drink.
Pruno. Never heard of that.
Yeah, they would take the prune juice, and secret it away and add stuff to it and ferment it. Yeah.
So our guys used to. This is how bad they were. If you got put on a beer ban, which is like no alcohol for the mess, they would take a tin of Brasso. You know what Brasso is? See that? It's like brass polish with like a cloth inside in a tin.
Yep.
And they would filter that a couple of times and just drink. That.
Yeah, we've got it too. Yeah.
Terrible. Who wants to drink that? It smells bad enough.
Man.
And they would filter it and then just drink that straight out the locker. Like what?
Yikes.
Yeah, they were bad. So bad.
Well, I mean, I have run into some people that you could tell they had gone to the hardware store and bought like a big bottle of denatured alcohol because they were that desperate.
Yeah.
You can smell the toxins coming out of their sweat that they put in the denatured alcohol to make it poison. Yeah, but they developed a tolerance to it where they could just go drink the shit straight, like 100% alcohol almost.
It's insane to me. That, like the Simpsons going blind off some wine or whatever when Bart's in France. Yeah, no.
The bathtub gin. Yeah.
I haven't got it in me anymore, mate. And do you know what I feel like? I feel like, I could be building pedals. Why would I waste the time? So bad. Speaking of which, I'm almost done. I've only got the signal wires from the input and output to go.
All right.
A few thousand cable ties.
Hello, Hueys. He just joined the chat. He says he's got a couple of Hello Sailor Effects pedals. They're just like tattoos, too. I'll never part with them.
Oh, nice one, mate. That's epic. Huh. Yeah, I forget that people actually buy these pedals. I see them sometimes. There's some for sale in Chicago Music Exchange. And I was like, what? 2 of my pedals were in there at the same time. Like, this is insane. But, of course, it's going to happen, I suppose. I felt like I'd made it. Speaking of...
Man, just reading the ingredients. Dave Barry listed the ingredients in Brasso, and I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. So that's what the boys in the mess would be drinking.
Woo.
So I can't believe I'm going to tell this story, but it's fucking hilarious. We sailed from Gibraltar in 2012. I mean, they do this thing called PACAS where it's called Parents and Kids at Sea. So your dad flies out to Gibraltar and comes back with you. Well, my ex-wife, her dad was into ship, so he flew out, meet him in Gibraltar, go out on a piss, and then the next day we sailed back to the UK for 5 days. The first night in the mess, everyone's drinking, and it kind of gets out of hand, and the younger lads are blowing off steam because they've had like 9 months of work, and this last month is like a piss up to normalise. And then they throw in a load of civvies in the mix, civilians. It's just never going to end well. Anyway, they were doing all sorts of weird things like stapling people's nuts to tables and all sorts of stuff. As you can imagine, you know, the young 18-year-old lads or whatever. And at one point, there was a lad's ear, nutsack, stapled together through the table. And a guy stands up, pulls the staple off, and it goes inside his sack. And they're all like stressing over it. And someone's heating up a knife to cut it out and all this. And bless him, my father-in-law at that point taps me on the shoulder, gives me his beer and says, I'm tapping out here, mate. This is the most I can handle. You Navy boys are nuts type thing. And like, well, it's only 3 o'clock though. We're staying until breakfast.
He was hearing.
No, I'm not. He was hearing
the lyrics to "Life on Mars." He was hearing the lyrics to "Life on Mars" going through his head. Like,
it's the old man. The rigging set knife and a lighter to sterilize it, and he was just like, and someone's nutsack on the table. He's like, I can't do this.
And
that's why I don't drink anymore.
Hey, don't go stapling your nut sacks to tables. That's good advice.
Wait there. I forgot. Oh, Uncle Dan's Vintage Vinyl says, Hueys, just sell any pedals? And not at the moment. I've always got pedals to sell, Dan. In fact, I think you should be receiving one roundabout now, shouldn't you? And Dave Barry says the KOT has a hum from 600 to 2.3 kilohertz offhand. I don't know. I've built a few KOTs, but do you know what? I had to build them on PCB, and I felt like I was cheating because I didn't design the PCB. It was one designed in China, you know. I just felt like it was I called it the Kilo Oscar Tango. I felt like it was cheating. So
I remember that one. Yeah, I remember those.
It just felt wrong. I mean, I know I was making them, but I think Dan Mincher actually owns one of them, one of the last ones of them, I believe. Oh no, he's got one that I built from a kit for a video actually. Yeah, I don't know, great sounding pedal, but I buy an original, but I'm not paying like $1,000 for the second hand or whatever they are now. It's kind of got out of hand a bit. Just shows you that there's still supply and demand in the pedal world. What's everyone's next purchase? That's what I'm interested in. What is the one thing you're either saving up for or you're thinking about buying right now? Mine's a vintage guitar of some kind.
I've got a couple of like tools that I would like to have back in my collection, I think.
Yeah, what like
that I miss
what's
certain things that like
well, like chisels and stuff.
Probably no, I've got chisels out the wazoo. Those survived. It's the specialized lutherie tools, like the Jaws fret press systems that I had. I've got an Arbor fret press, but like, you know, there were a couple of other ones that, you know, you could get into like really, you know, tight areas, or you could like do, you know, really fast the first like 9 to 10 frets on a neck before you had to switch to the complicated way. So just having things like that, and certain like really high quality diamond files for fret crowning, that sort of thing. I miss those.
Where'd you get them from out your way? Because obviously here we probably go to Crimson.
I got them through Stu Mac, but now there's a couple of other manufacturers that are, you know, marketing the same kind of tools. So I'll probably shop around and see. All Parts has a pretty good selection of lutherie tools that they started adding to their line, And
They have a
then
hell of a lot of stuff, don't they? Like
they
their
do.
necks and stuff.
They're like a one-stop shop. I mean, that's the place that I started ordering my parts from when I first started doing this 30 years ago, and they still have the best quality, the best service, and best selection of anybody that I've used so far.
Yeah, I think it's a little less over there in the UK because it's like a different. I believe it's a different shop or a different stock because it comes from over here, but they're still fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably have all of our stuff being shipped from the Austin warehouse in the States.
We've got James Cuff says maybe a small tube amp so we can test pedals without getting the big one out. Yeah, that you can't go wrong with something small, can you? What one were you thinking?
I love small tube amps.
I want an AC4. You know the hand wired ones that Vox did.
I wish I still had my ACTV. I had one of the hand wired Vox AC4 TVs, and it was stolen from me along with my Fender Champ, which I miss my Champ so bad. Oh man! And my Carvin, my '74 Carvin head. Yeah. The only reason why I still have my Music Master bass amp is I had taken it apart. I'd taken it apart to recap it, and the chassis was sitting on my bench, and they didn't recognize it as an amp. It wasn't like complete.
Yeah, they're great amps. They are great amps. I mean, I think we spoke about it before, but transformer for the phase inverter, yes, please. Just like an old Ampro, an Ampro ejector amp. Great idea. They stopped doing it because it was so expensive. That's why I started using valves or tubes for my American brethren, because they're cheaper.
Yeah, Dan says he's actually building a new hand wired amp too.
Oh, cool. All over that.
I agree that the Black Star 1 watt tube amp, that is really nice. I've had a chance to play through one at the music store that I've been working out of.
The 10 watt series that they did for a while with the different output valves, they were great amps as well, but maybe not so small, but just such good quality for the price. Like it's hard to put out quality for that price, you know.
My AC4 had like the thing where you could like run it at a half watt. And like you had the switch, and I was in the process of doing some modifications to that because that was one of the weaknesses in the design. Like they had left something out that if you ran it at one of the settings, it would burn your tubes out faster. There were like a few different modifications you could make to those that turned them into studio monsters.
Well, the EL84s
are
renowned for burning out, aren't they? If you're pushing, like the modern valves struggle with like a vintage AC30. You have to change the bias resistor because they're like, you know, unless you're using an old Mullard. That Dan from that pedal show talks about it quite a bit. Yeah,
the guitar player from Supertramp uses the modded AC4 that the Atom company. Are you familiar with Atom distributing, where they make?
Oh no.
They make custom transformers and
no.
They sell really high quality Celestion speakers that are made specifically for them, and
cool.
They're like a studio gear kind of, you know, boutique company. They sell the parts to modify your gear to make it, you know, the best that it can be for studio use mostly.
I like the sound of that. Yeah, no, I've never heard of them. They just in the US.
I want to say it might be, they might just be in the US. They're a small company, kind of like Mojo Tone.
Okay, yeah, I get you. They make great amps, by the way. If you want to,
although they might be in the UK because like everything was it? Maybe it was Meteor. Is Meteor in the UK? They were using Atom transformers. Maybe it's the Meteor company. Because I think almost everything they had was for like, you know, Marshall and AC, you know, Vox and stuff like that.
All right.
It was pretty pricey to get it in the US. So it might have been a UK company. They may not be in business anymore either. We're talking like, you know, this is pre-economic crash, pre-COVID.
Ah, right. Okay.
I think it was back in 2011, 2012, whenever I was looking at it.
Yeah, maybe not. It's amazing how many companies went out of business.
A lot of those places didn't survive. Oh, I know. Yeah.
Even lately, there's been so many pedal builders and stuff jacking in the last year. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now we have a trade deal with you guys. We can only go on the up, you know. Seeing old.
I'm having a
Mr.
hard time hearing that. I still. I heard you say
my audio. Is my audio playing up a bit?
It started. Now I can hear you fine. Yeah, every now and then it'll just garble up on me. I don't know what it is.
I think it's because I've got the mic off to the side. I'm quite.
It's probably got to do with like
what, being struck by lightning, maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
I think I'm wired up. Best get some damn cable ties.
The thing is, like, I go back and I watch, like, I go back and I watch the videos, and I can hear you completely fine, and I can hear myself completely fine on the videos. But like when we're doing it live, sometimes I think it's just the signal like has a hard time bouncing back and forth across the Atlantic or something while we're trying to do it live.
It's probably the setup as well. I mean, we're both using completely different setups. We need to streamline it more, I think.
And two, I'm pretty sure that my phone is, I think my phone is probably on its last legs too. It started doing weird things again.
Let's see what we've got. Oh, here we go. Dan Mincher says he did a 3-day course and also did some extras because he's ahead of time. Is this for the build an amp kit? Yeah, so he did the Vice amps course, I believe. He upgraded the speaker to a Jensen valve reverb.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Them build an amp things is so good. I'd love to do one at Mojo Tone. They do like the day or two courses, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Red Shoal did one on a video. Fantastic. Like you just build your own deluxe.
And I'm fortunate because they're only a few hours away from me. I could drive to Mojo Tone if I needed to go check anything out.
Well, I'm thinking I want to use when you leave the Navy, you get like learning credits or money. I think it's like $2,500 towards courses or whatever. I'd love to try and convince them that I can do a build a guitar course with Crimson Guitars. Just go and build a Telecaster and pretend that the Navy can pay for it because it's helping future employment or whatever.
It's vocational education. Yeah, it's vocational education.
I'm pretty sure Thorpe did it for his leaving the army thing. So it must be able to happen, I'm sure of it. I'm sure I've seen a video of him at Crimson, and I'm sure he said that he used his credits to do it. So why not? The problem is you've got to leave the Navy
institution as well.
I'm not sure they are, but he must have had like a workaround. And if he did it, then there must be a workaround. But do you know what the problem is? The Air Force get looked after really well, like all their financial stuff. And, if they're due to collect any sort of money, they're like HR will sort them out a treat. The Army are sort of like, they're okay. They get help. The Navy are just like, shut up and get to sea. They literally don't care. So bad. It's like, your mouth's talking, but I don't see your legs sailing. Now get lost. What do you mean time off or money? No, go away. And do you know what I think it comes from? Exactly what we were talking before. Most of the sailors back in the day were all like functioning alcoholics. So no one ever asked for anything other than to go to sea. So I think the Navy's still trying to play catch up to all the other forces. I don't
know. Some of the schools that we have around here, I know that you can get college credit for like some of the courses that people are offering, and they do it through like a university. I wonder if they might have worked it out through like one of the universities where you can get, you know, some sort of credit too. That's usually the workaround that they find for those kind of things.
We do work with a few universities, I mean, especially in the place I'm in now, because obviously we hand out degrees. That's basically what my Navy base is. It's just a big school. We work with Glasgow University and another one anyway. It's where I got my degree from, through the Navy. I disagree with it. I don't think we should be giving sailors degrees and stuff, because then you can get a job outside the Navy. And I'm like, that's exactly what we don't want.
Yeah.
Why would you help people?
Keep them stupid, keep them drunk.
That's exactly it, mate. You're learning, yeah. Keep them stupid, keep them drunk. The first sea lord who I told that to, who actually said, yeah, it's probably a good idea. He got booted out, didn't he, the other day? So
yeah, the scandal.
Best one we've ever had as well, he was. What a shame. I think it's a little bit
the way
unfair.
It works, man.
Yeah, they said he had an affair with a subordinate, but unless he's sleeping with the prime minister, there isn't really anyone above him. So he couldn't really have an affair with an equal, because there's only him. And then, you know, it has to be a subordinate type thing. I don't know. He's gone mad.
Well, I mean, he's the top guy, and there's nobody else above him. Like I said, he'd had to have an affair with the queen.
There's people above him, mate. Always people above him.
But they have numbers and not names.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Funnily enough, I met an admiral on Friday. One was on the base. Not best impressed with my etiquette, I've got to say.
I feel for you, Analog Revival Company. It's really hot here too. Like, we've got the humidity and the heat. It's been blistering. There's 106 degrees in Kansas. That's pretty bad. We've been getting up into the high 90s, low hundreds too. Yeah.
What's that in real temperature?
Yeah, so that's one reason why I was like, I was thinking about setting up everything out in the sunroom and working on stuff for this. And I went out there for 5 minutes and I was dripping in sweat. I was like, this is going to be a short podcast if I stay out here.
Yeah. So what's 90 degrees in like proper temperature?
Well, like just a little over 38 probably.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's pretty hot.
If you want centigrade.
Yeah. And I know it's hotter here than it was in Barcelona the other week. This is mad. Not Barcelona, Barbados, sorry.
Just saw somebody saying they wanted to. Yeah, James Cuff wants to make and design his own PCBs. It's pretty easy, yeah. Like you can get some software for free from different places. Express PCB is what I used, and I mean I was doing it kind of like really old school, where I was taking the software, drawing out my traces, and then printing it out onto transparency, using the transparency to resist for the photo emulsion on my circuit board, and then burning everything. But you know, you can design it and then have them made by a manufacturer too.
Is that out in China? Is it to get the manufacturing?
Probably Taiwan for Express PCB, because they're really high quality. It's what General Guitar Gadgets uses for all of their kits, and they're the best ones that I've found, you know, in the secondary market so far. I haven't used some of the ones like, was it Axios or Axiom?
Axiom.
One of the,
I feel like I've heard
Axiom. I think they're like a DIY pedal company, and they'll burn custom circuit boards for you. And it may be like an extension of what Dark Glass was doing. I think Dark Glass has some amp kits through them.
Aren't they the guys who do like the bass pedals?
Yeah, Dark Glass. They were like part of the DIY community, and they had some incredible designs. And then they moved to was it Norway? I know they're in Scandinavia somewhere. And you know, they moved from the US there and set up their factory and business, and they still like put all their schematics out and sell kits so you can do it yourself.
Oh, that's interesting.
But they're really primarily bass amps and bass pedals.
I was going to say, I see compressors and stuff like that for bass.
Yep. Some of the best in the world too.
Right, okay, question going out to the chat. For this pedal here, which is, I think you can see on the screen, which knobs am I going to choose for it? It's either going to be the old Dumbley style knobs or the what's that from? That's the Big Muff style knobs. What are we thinking?
Yep, that's the old. Reverse them so you can see what the black looks like on the right and the silver looks like on the left too.
Oh, I can give a. I'll literally put the knobs on now, and that'll be the pedal. So it's either going to be that. I think I'm leaning towards them if it was me, or
yeah, that's really visually striking. Yeah,
I mean that I feel like that's what I would have went with in a past. So we've got what 1, 2. Analog Revival says Dumble. Uncle Dan says Dumble.
We got 2 for the Big Muff.
4 for Big Muff.
Black has better contrast.
I feel like
I'm seeing it's starting to. I'm seeing the Big Muff is starting to win. Yeah, the Dumble looks good, but I think the Big Muff gives you the better contrast.
Thing is, it's got a black jack on
it.
Get
a googly eye look.
So I'm gonna have to, googly eye. That's what my daughter calls the chameleon in our local pet shop, Mr. Googly Eyes.
Oh man, I'm watching after a crested gecko right now. My sister and her family all went to the beach, so I'm babysitting the crested gecko.
Oh, cool.
We also have like one of their dogs, the smallest like little lap dog that they've got. But that gecko is crazy, man. It can climb anything, and it looks like a little miniature alligator, a kaiju monster kind of thing.
Well, there was a water monitor in the pet shop by us, and it's literally trying to bite the woman's arm while she's got tongues feeding it. And my 6-year-old was like, "Can I hold him?" And the woman was like, "No." He's trying to snap at her, and she's like, "Why not? He's cute." Like,
there's been people killed by their monitor lizards, man. They get so big that they can take a human down.
Oh yeah, yeah, no.
Oh thanks. Yeah. Monitors are not something you want to keep as a pet. Like,
so there we go.
Speckled geckos, crested geckos, those kind of things are not that bad.
They have all of that stuff in there, mate, and like the blue frogs. Yeah, so there we go. That is a Randy Rhodes distortion with photodiodes. Oh, look at that! That bloody knob's marked. I'm gonna have to change that. I'll do that later. How annoying!
Oh, it's got a dot on it. Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, it's like a little. It'll be all right for a relic pedal. I happily use it, but for this, I don't think that's appropriate. So it'll look like that with the back on him. Ooh. It's a nice one. I like the fact that the LEDs underneath the fabric, so it'll light up
underneath the fabric.
The LED.
Have you seen the Acorn amps pedal that they released recently? The Epstein?
Acorn? No. Oh, he killed him, and then it lights up and committed suicide. Did not commit suicide. Is that the one? When the LED goes on, it changes.
The Epstein.
So good.
Yeah, puts the NT.
Yeah, I don't understand what the fascination is with him. Like, everyone just seems to be interested in it at the minute.
Oh, the fact that well, it's because he holds the keys to the people who like hold the keys to controlling the entire world and maintaining the narrative.
Yeah, but
if we want to overthrow oligarchy, like, he holds the keys to like exposing them, basically.
But if I had a choice between knowing that and knowing the serial numbers of the last 5 Dumbles, I'm picking the Dumbles. Yeah, I can't help it, mate. Unless you know something about guitar that'll make my tone better. I'm just not.
Oh, I'm sure somebody on the list does, considering some of the names on the list. I'm sure that there's probably like quite a few physicists and engineers and people who have enough money to throw at you. That's what you need. Is you need a honeypot so you can get people to buy you all the stuff you need. So
I feel like now I just need time.
If you can get people who are like Gibson factory reps, and you get them to come to your studio and put a Fender in their hand and then videotape it, and you can say, I'm going to release this unless you give me an endorsement on this.
In this day and age, they probably all own the Fenders anyway, don't they?
I mean,
so
isn't that the case? They probably own the Fenders, the Gibsons, and a few others. It's all BlackRock anyway. It's one company. It's the Unicompany.
Well, I think in the guitar world, it's Joe Bonamassa. I've been watching so much of his stuff lately. What a collection he has! Like Jesus, that's
and he's just trying to buy it all up so nobody else can.
Well, I just feel like he loves it. Speaking of buying stuff up, look what I bought. Turned up today. Another one. You know what's inside this, don't you?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I can't believe I found another one. I don't know how it's going to test.
Have you already checked it out to make sure?
Yeah, there's one inside me. Ooh. So this here.
Oh, cool.
NKT 275. In fact, while we're here, shall I snip it out and see what it tests before I get into the next pedal? That's an interesting thing, isn't it? There we go, fresh out the box.
Reminds me, I gotta figure out what these are.
What do we reckon it's going to test? Can we have some guesses in the chat? Say, I mean, I don't know whether I don't think you can see that properly, but it's quite dirty. I'll have to give it a clean. It's an NKT 275. Looks like the 70s logo. Some of them are a bit earlier than that, but this one's definitely a 70s one. Or late 60s, I should say. Considering that amp was made in the late 60s. $85 HFE, I bloody hope so. Diode network, look at that. You know what that means, don't you?
Yep.
It's not a bloody transistor. It's fact. Oh, right there, it might just be my machine. Let's see.
Yeah, make sure your leads were not touching.
It was. It's just the lead. So it's PMP germanium. Gives us our pin out, and it is 73 HFE. If you can, that's exactly a good range. And the leakage, this is the important bit, 293. That's like right on the edge of being usable for the range master.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It won't operate after 300. Now the question is,
I was gonna say that's borderline. Now that would be a really good transistor to use for a fuzz rate for your leaky one. Yeah.
But look at that. That's class. Do you know what? I just love finding all this old stuff. But there's NKT 278s in there and all sorts. So it's not just like the one transistor and you're done. They're great little radios they are for parts. Also good to make a Ruby amps out of as well afterwards. The speakers, although the speaker's tiny, it does sound all right.
Well, I like the sound of a small speaker sometimes because it gives you like this vintage kind of radio sound or gramophone sound. So if you're playing something through it and then running that into a mic, it gives you that effect, you know. Or if you're like trying to recreate the sound of somebody coming through a car stereo, you know, that sort of thing. Like, especially if you're doing like soundscape stuff.
The Green Day Uno album, like the green album with a picture of Billy Joe on the front with crosses on his eyes. They do a lot of that in the beginning of it. You like play it through an old speaker system and record it on like a large diaphragm mic to get that sound. Love it, mate. I haven't listened to Green Day for ages, actually. What a shame. I always wanted one of his Les Pauls. Do you remember the Les Pauls they did in like the early 2000s? It's like 2005 or something like that. Like the Billy Joe, and he had like the
yeah,
leopard,
I think it was
something like that. They did a black one,
the
a
Billy
white
Joe
one, and
edition.
the first ones. I always wanted one of them.
I know that they had like a Sweetwater exclusive version of it too for a while.
Oh yeah.
And I remember that was like one of the things that was on the cover of the catalog whenever it came into the store. Was that in the early 2000s when they did those?
Yes, I think it was. I think it was like 2000. I know the first issue of the Billy Joe was 2005, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right, because that was right when I started working for Smashing Guitars.
Have you ever tried the Dookie pedal? I've got the version 1 here. Well, I think they're only the artwork change. It's
actually
a fantastic pedal. It's my favorite overdrive at the minute.
I think there might be one at the store. Does it have? Does it have like?
It's the picture of
like the album cover graphics on it.
The Dookie album
like
cover,
the big nuclear. Yeah. I think they've got one at Vintage Corner. I might have to go plug that in tomorrow.
They only made like 1,000.
I was looking at it thinking that's weird.
Honestly, mate,
I have no idea. It was like the first time I'd ever seen one.
Yeah, I think they reissued it as the FOD, which stands for "Fuck Off and Die," which is one of their songs, isn't it? But because people weren't too keen on the Green Day connection, maybe. But it's basically Meat and Peter's two Marshall amps. They kind of tried to model them with analog circuitry, and then you've got a blend control between the two. Fantastic. So you can set both the amps and then blend between them.
That's cool.
Mate, it just sounds so good. And a range master into the front of that is like, come on, man. I've been using it for a few of the new videos. It's definitely a sound.
That kind of reminds me of the dual pedal that the guy from the Strokes uses too. He's got a dual pedal design that basically, is to kind of like you get that blend between the grit, and that's, I mean, they've used very few effects for their sound.
Such a good band. They're one of the ones that I'd love to go and see live.
I would have loved to see them like in their heyday. Like, yeah, because I don't know if they're even touring now, are they? I mean,
I think they are.
I think Julian, did they get back? I knew Julian like took a hiatus. Like he got burned out really bad.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but I'm sure they played recently.
Yeah.
I think that's what got me looking at the Epiphone Coronado or whatever they are. Coronet. I don't know. The Epiphone pedals anyway. I think that's what got me looking at them.
The cornets, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's the Casino, the Cornet. There's the, what is the one? It starts with an H.
So I'm thinking of it's kind of like
a these and...
It's like their version of an SG Junior in size and body shape is the one I'm thinking. It's like got a Batwingy type pick guard and a dog ear P90. There's one for sale in a guitar shop in the UK called ATB Guitars for like $4,500. Like, it's just too much.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure
that's the Analog Revival Company is asking anyone. Analog's asking anyone know what a double red stripe glass germanium diode is likely to be. I've got a few of them, and like, are you talking about the value or the manufacturer? Because
is it Soviet? Because the Soviet ones, there's some of them are like that, and some of the normal, regular Western-made ones are the same. So, really depends where you get it from.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different like markings on diodes that I've seen, and they were all, over the place as far as like what manufacturer and what application they were being used in. But a lot of those double reds that I've seen, they're around like 300 and some millivolts forward, something like that. That's usually what they read. Says it came out of a
that's like a
US made
standard.
SWR meter. Okay, yeah. So those are probably they probably came out from Japan. Those are probably Japanese manufacturer if it was out of an SWR meter from the 60s or 70s.
I don't even know what that is. It's like a
An
multimeter.
SWR meter?
Yeah.
It's a measurement device. I'm trying to remember what the acronym was for. I'm sure you could tell me.
Huh.
He mentioned earlier that his dad was a hoarder of electronics too. That's why he's the way he is. So we need to have him on the podcast sometime soon so we can
He sent
compare
me a
notes
picture.
about what it was like growing up with mad scientist fathers.
He sent me a picture of it before the show. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, and it looks like an old handheld meter with, just it's like what we'd use as an old ammeter on board. One of them things.
Oh yeah.
It's like a metal enclosure.
Standing wave radio. There we go. He's got the acronym standing wave radio.
Speaking of waves, it sounds like he's right on your wavelength there, John.
Mm-hmm. And also, speaking of wavelengths, I think my battery is about to die. I just got the super low warning on my screen.
Well,
we're at 2 hours too. So
how are we? 2 hours and only
mate.
one pedal in. Jesus, bad times.
But tons of stories. One pedal and tons of stories. Come on, that's a bargain.
I think next time we need to really nail down the guest and not have another cancellation. I can't believe it.
Excuse me.
So if not, next time it's either going to be a guest, and if there's no guest, I will put out a pedal kit by next week.
Now, our guest that was supposed to be on today, that was double booked, said they could do it for our next one.
Cool,
but not this one. So double check with him before we give him any props and say that he's going to definitely be next week. But we'll see. I think he still wants to be on. He was excited, and it wasn't until like I reminded him that he was like, "Oh shit, I double booked myself." He probably got excited when he met you at the show and said, "Yeah, I'll do it," and then
I sent forgot. I sent him a box of stuff like some old knobs and loads of I just took handfuls out of each of my unsorted boxes and chucked them in a shoebox and sent that through to him. So
true grab bag, the true grab bag.
Yeah, exactly, mate. But yeah, there you go. Analog Revival said he'd love to be on. Great, that's another guest. I've had confirmed is Andy from Funny Little Boxes.
Oh yeah,
sometime in September, and we've also got who's the other one? We've got another person confirmed as well. I think it was someone that we were going to have on before. Anyway,
I've got a list that you sent me somewhere, so I'll go back and double check it just to make sure. Kyle, he had mentioned about being able to come on at some point too.
So. Yeah, he's in the chat now. Absolutely. Oh, there you go. Dave Lewis has just said the Strokes played Glastonbury. There you go. Craz Fandango's right. Great Eastern Effects is going to come on. He's going to get back to me.
Okay.
Also, NRG Effects Neil is coming on.
That's who I was trying to remember.
The other guy was
NRG.
Frederick Effects. They're coming on as well. But I'm just waiting for them all to confirm, and then we're in. Yeah, happy days. Well, thanks for turning up, guys, and we shall see you in 2 weeks.
Cheers.